Woo! Yes, sir. What a game that was. I want to start this video off by saying, first of all, thank you to everybody. There was like 2.1 thousand unique viewers that came in and out of the stream today watching me react to the New Orleans Saints versus Chicago Bears football game. There were a couple of people that stood there through the entire stream, so thank you guys so much. You guys mean the world to me, and that was awesome. That was so fun and something that we're definitely doing again on this channel. Having you guys to talk to and react with me throughout the entirety of the game was so much fun and something that I didn't think was going to be as amazing as it was, because whenever I watch football games, I usually sit there pissed off for about an hour or 2 hours, and then I'm happy for the final 15 minutes of the game. But no, you guys made the entirety of the game, besides when we were down 10 points, a really pleasant time, and I can't thank you guys enough for being there. That was so fun. If you didn't want to watch the whole 3-hour stream, and if you don't want to watch the 3-hour stream, there's a video up that kind of sums it up. It's the last 14 minutes of the game, which is the last full drive of the overtime when we kicked the game-winning field goal and won. So if you want to see me blow a fuse, go ahead and watch that video. It's pretty fun. But regardless of all that, we're here for one and one thing only, and that's the New Orleans Saints versus Chicago Bears recap and review. And man, oh man, was this a roller coaster of a game. There was so much that happened here that it's a lot to unpack. The New Orleans Saints, hold on, give me just 1 second. Okay, the New Orleans Saints started this game off with a 3-0 lead. Things were looking promising. I was happy that we put the ball down the field and were able to kick a field goal on the Bears defense with the first possession of the game. But then things started slipping, and we ended up going down 13-3, I believe, after a Will Lutz missed field goal. We then caught up. It was 10-13, then 13-13, then 16-13, and then 23-13, and then all hell broke loose. Nick Foles did a Nick Foles thing and decided to lead his team back into the game, and we went into overtime. In overtime, things were a bit scary because our defense had been playing shaky for the entirety of this game. There were things that were off and things that were on. I'm really all around happy with how this defense played. The fact that it did enough for us to win without all three of our starting wide receivers was a really good sign. There were some crucial sacks. There was an interception by Marshawn Lattimore that almost made me cry. And then there was just some good things by the defense, okay? They did their part, even though there were a couple of blown coverages and things like that. But you'll never have a perfect game defensively. The other team will put up points. I think they did a phenomenal job today compared to other weeks. So I was scared because the defense in overtime was something that I didn't really want to hear, you know? Saints got the ball first, punted. A Traquan Smith, phantom or not phantom, you leave it whatever, holding call, stalled what was a great drive and made the Saints punt. Then we stopped Chicago, a very clutch sack by David Onyemata, and then we got the ball back, and the rest is history. We went down the field and won the game. Drew Brees put up points on one of the best defenses in the league with practice squad level wide receivers. That's the main story to take away from this. But let's go ahead and look at some of the stats today. The main thing that is the reason why we won this game is how efficient Drew Brees was. He was 31 for 41 with 280 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Mind you, 2 practice squad wide receivers and Alvin Kamara. What really shines about this is Drew Brees didn't throw an interception. This defense is really good. The Saints won 26-23. Drew Brees didn't throw an interception, and that's a big reason why we won this game. Nick Foles threw 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. The first interception by the New Orleans Saints since October 4th, which was the matchup against the Detroit Lions, where Patrick Robinson had his interception. Alvin Kamara had a pretty good day on the ground. 12 carries for 67 yards, which I expected him to do more because this Chicago Bears run defense has been bad throughout the majority of the year, but it wasn't today. It was actually really good. It did a great job against Alvin and Latavius. David Montgomery for the Chicago Bears had a pretty good game for himself. 21 carries for 89 yards. Was looking real close. He had 60 yards in the first half. Was looking real close to breaking that 100-yard rushing streak that the New Orleans Saints have going on. For receiving yards, it's a pretty interesting stat line for the New Orleans Saints. Our leading receiver, take a wild guess. Yes, it's Alvin Kamara. I know you knew. I was just saying. I was trying to make it fun. Alvin Kamara had 9 receptions for 96 yards, a 10.7 average, a 47 long on 13 targets. Had a phenomenal game. Jared Cook had 5 receptions for 51 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown by Jared Cook was big, and that's the type of stat line you need to see from Jared Cook to win games. Not nothing special, like super special, but he impacted. 5 receptions, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Impressed by him today. Taysom Hill had a great game. 2 receptions for 30 yards and a touchdown. He also had a pretty decent amount of rushing yards. He had 5. See, I'm not going to edit that out because I'm not afraid. Okay, I'm not afraid of being an idiot, but JCPenney, they have good deals if you guys haven't heard from the ad. Taysom Hill had 5 carries for 35 yards, and it just was all around a pretty solid offensive effort. We didn't really get many wide receivers going, but a lot of people caught passes. Juwan Johnson, Tommy Lee Lewis, Josh Hill, Austin Carr, Latavius Murray, Deontay Harris, Taysom Hill, Traquan Smith, Jared Cook, and Alvin Kamara all had a reception. It was great. And Taysom Hill, Traquan Smith, Jared Cook, and Alvin Kamara all had above 30 yards. So, pretty good day of spreading the ball by Drew Brees and company. I am very happy with how this game turned out offensively. 26 points without, and I'm going to reiterate this, that's our top 3 wide receivers, and without, or against, one of the best defenses in the league and 10th in the league against the pass. The defense did a pretty good job, like I said. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson had 9 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Marshawn Lattimore had 8 tackles, a tackle for loss, a pass deflection, and an interception. Malcolm Jenkins had 8 total tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss, and 2 pass deflections. So the secondary actually played a pretty good game today. If you take apart the one scoring drive where it was 2 big plays back to back, it resulted in 7 points. The Chicago Bears would have only had 16 points on the day, and we wouldn't be looking at the secondary how we're looking at it. But I'm looking past that and think we had a pretty damn good day in total. David Onyemata had a sack and a tackle for loss. Marcus Davenport had half a sack, making his presence felt once again. Cameron Jordan had a sack and a tackle for loss. Trey Hendrickson had a sack and a tackle for loss. Just an all-around good defensive effort. And I think a lot more attention would have been towards our defense. We would have been like, damn, this defense is balling out if our offense did the same thing. But they really couldn't because we're missing a lot. We should be fully healthy against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next week, where I'm not even going to say who's going to win that game. Flip a coin, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Like I said, good game by the defense. Sheldon Rankins had half a sack, but he did go down with injury and is likely to miss around 3 weeks is what I've been hearing. So, yeah. Deontay Harris had 70 kick return yards on 3 kick returns. That dude's phenomenal. And he had 3 punt returns for 67 yards. He's ridiculous. He's so stupid good. Will Lutz was 4 for 5 on the day. And like I said, just an overall dominant game, even though we only won by 3 points by this New Orleans Saints team. If we had even one of our wide receivers out there, it would have been a bloodbath. Good game, Chicago. A lot of you guys were coming in the chat during the game. Bear down when you guys were up 10. Suck my ass. You guys lost. It is what it is. The New Orleans Saints are 5-2 moving into Week 9 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where a lot of familiar faces will be taking the field next week. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a comment down in the comment section. Subscribe if you're new. Do all that fancy stuff, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Adios. I didn't hit stop recording. I feel like an idiot.